هر وقت انسان یه حرکتی انجام میده 2 تا اتفاق میتونه بیفته، یا یه اتفاق خوب میفته یا یه اتفاق بد. آره خب ولی وقتی اتفاق بد میفته بعد مثل چیزه اسمش چیه شکنجه. anyway میخوام امروز بریم 1000 سال چیزای خوب ببین، نه پانیشمنت بده. البته اگه امروز میخوایم بریم چیه بچه‌ها چه باحال. من اینجوری اگه از کنار صفحتون خیلی بگیرین بکشین میتونین اینم بکشین. anyway من امروز میخواهم 1000 سال شکنجه را امتحان کنم. شکنجه میتونه خوب باشه ولی اگه BDSM دوست داشت، نه مثلا خواهم شکنجه میتونه بد باشه ولی اگه BDSM دوست داشته باشین شکنجه میتونه خوب باشه. از این بنده خدا سمبوچا خیلی پسر خوبیه، امیدوارم خداوند کمکش کنه و ما الان میخوایم بریم به ویدیوش ریاکت کنیم. آره in my opinion reacting is the worst thing that somebody can do and I'm sorry to Sambucha for reacting to his content. In my opinion, reacting is same as stealing. Yeah, so punish me. I need punishment. Anyway.
How would you like it if I punished you right now? You probably wouldn't like it at all because nobody really likes being punished.
خلاص بچه‌ها این ویدیو نگاه کنین. اگه بتونین یه لایک بذارین من خیلی خوشحال میشم. اگه بتونین یه کامنت بذارین من 2 تا خوشحال میشم. بتونین حمایت مولا کنین من 10 تا خوشحال میشم. نه چیزی این شکلی شد حساب محاسباتش به هم ریخت ولی آره دیگه.
How would you like it if I punished you right now? You probably wouldn't like
اگه BDSM دوست داشته باشین 100% خوشمون نمیاد پانیش بشین.
it at all because nobody really likes being punished. And the reason
I
being
like
is
being
because
punished.
punishments suck and they're meant to be. They're designed to be. And they've been this way for
من باز
thousands
نمیگم
of
ولی اگه
years.
BDSM دوست داشته باشی پانیشمنت شاید واسهتون خوب باشه. مثلا اونی که BDSM دوست دارن برن تو جهنم فکر کنم خوب باشه واسهشون. یا اون سال گفتو 1000 سال یا 10000 سال نمیدونم.
We obviously have a lot to do and honestly I'm a little bit scared but forget about that and grab your popcorn and let's do this. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to show you this device but of course I'm going to because I bought it and I had to jump through a lot of hurdles. Even I have a lot to do and honestly I'm a little bit scared but forget about that and grab your popcorn and let's do this. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to show you this device but of course I'm going to because I bought it and I had to jump through a lot of hurdles in order to obtain this. I had to actually sign a contract that I have right here that basically says that I will not do anything bad with this because at the end of the day it is a torture device. I searched far and wide, you can't get this anywhere besides this one guy in England who still makes torture devices. So maybe we should actually report him and check him out.
BDSM از این چیزا میسازه.
The Devil's Handshake as coined by Sean Andrew. I had a really good short on this breaking it down, so go check it out. And basically this device, what it entails is, as you would expect, you would put your fingers or your thumb within it like
ماد
this,
انگشتون نمیزنن. صداستانه که ما شکنجه میدن انگشتشون رو میذارن.
up until it ultimately will crush your fingers because this is just two pieces of hard iron.
همین شکنجه شکلی هم بود فیلم‌های کره که مامانم نگاه کرده. یه چوبی میکنن لای پاد، یه چوب دیگه میکنن پاد، دو تا پاد میکشنش. صداست خیلی وحشتناکه. نه چرا میگی لیجینی؟ مگه فولادی نی؟ مگه نگی پول دادی؟ ایده خوبی نیست. به نظر من این شکنجه خوبی نیست. یک زشته. حتی از زشت بودن خوبه نمیدونم ولی یک زشته یه امتیاز منفی من بهشینم. 2 باید پیچش کنی سخته باید قدرت داشته باشی اگه قوی نباشی نمیتونی راه شکنجه بدی یعنی واسه شکنجه دادن راحت نی. 3 بعد انگشتا خورد میشی. من یه چیزی میگم طرف تا آخر عمرش پشیمون باشه. حتی انگشت خورد شدن بده ولی من به امتیاز ال امتیاز خوبی نداره. torture device.
It's not killing me. It's not really bad, but I can definitely see how if you continue
torture device
this, you're probably going to end up breaking something. So maybe not the best thing to try on myself. So I actually went ahead and purchased a human hand.
Oh my god, دسته خیلی که توش مثلا استخون و خونه تو داخل فیلم ها خیلی استفاده میشه. نه فیلم سینما یا فیلم داکیومنتری.
No pun intended. And this thing is actually a replica of a hand. So even the internals of it
هم درست گفتم استخون و خون و این چیزا باید توش باشه نه خون واقعی شبیهش
that means the same hand of a human would. So I'm going to try this on an actual hand technically and see if I have to lower it and see if it breaks.
میخواد واقعی فشار بده خب شاید نظر من هست ولی بازم نه
because I'm curious. All right, what finger shall we test this on?
یوتیوب اینا بلاک بکنه
let's actually put the thumb in and let's see ultimately if this thumb breaks if I keep squeezing it in there.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely getting hard. Oh, that's so hard. Okay, it's pressing it. Now this thing doesn't have bones in it, but it has something in it that is close enough to a bone, whereas you could basically... tell me everything you know. Tell me everything you know. Wow, it's already like very squished. The fact that a thumb can do that, I don't even want to think about how that's possible.
thumb نمیتونی کار بکنه. چی شد؟ اینترنت من تمام شد؟ نه 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 اینترنت من تمام شد بچه. خب امیدوارم از این ویدیو لذت برده باشین.
Oh my gosh, there's starting to be some tendon tearage, I guess, from all the pressure that's on it. Okay, let me release this because I have a feeling that this device can't really go much more than that because I kind of maxed it out. And I hope I didn't completely destroy this hand because I want to use it for some other experiments.
فکر کنم کامل نابودش کردی.
I'm gonna free you. All right, release.
Oh my god, نابود شده. اگه گوشت واقعی باشه.
The skin and we're accessing now this is the
bone. نابود کرده گوشتشو.
The thumb screw literally broke through the skin, through the tendons.
این لگا شما میبینین یا فقط من دارم میبینم؟ اینترنت نداریم اینترنت تموم شد خدا من
I didn't realize this the first time but through the bone as well.
حتی استخونم خورد شده اگه خوب نگاه کنی اینا حتی استخونم اینجا نابود شده.
Oh my gosh, look at this. The bone is popping out and
دقیقا میفته استخونه.
So if you're ever in a position when you were in medieval Europe, specifically France in the 1600s and somebody wanted to information out of you and they started to pull out the thumb screw, otherwise known as the devil's handshake, make sure you answer them because otherwise this baby will happen to you. Moving on.
That's it. من الان میخوام تروریست شم. یه بار دیگه اینترنت خاموش باشه من تروریست میشم.
But we are not quite finished with this hand yet because we still have a lot of punishment to give it. Because the next punishment we're looking at is called yubitsume. So yubitsume is a Japanese form of punishment in which you basically sever one of your little fingers off. In this case, it would be pinky as a way to atone for your sins. And since it's a Japanese form of punishment, what better way to sever the finger off of this hand than a katana. Now, katanas have been used throughout the course of Japanese history, but today we're going to channel the Yakuza, which is an organized crime syndicate in Japan, and they punish their members by basically chopping off their fingers, as I said. There's also some other countries like Iran who still does this in practice, so in certain countries, if you steal something, for instance...
واقعا یعنی تو ایران اگه یه چیزی بدزدی انگشت قطع کنن؟ من فکر نکنم درست باشه شاید درست باشه این حتما تو خود یکی بهم بگه
Since then, goodbye to your fingers. I'm sorry, my brother, but you refused to tell me about that very important thing, and as a result, I will have to chop off your pinky finger.
اشتباه بکنه ایران و عراق خیلی اشتباه میکنه.
Okay, well, technical difficulties. You're telling me that thumbscrew is stronger? Okay, so what if I just like saw it off?
بله این مصنوعی یا واقعیه کتانه؟
Ooh, that will definitely work. What if I do it from the back? Let's try that. Oh wow, that was a deep cut. Look at that. Look how much I cut into it. I accidentally cut all the fingers, but this one really kind of severed it. Let's go a little bit more. Katana, just like a knife, just like butter getting in there. Oh, I'm hitting bone now. Fake bone, mind you. Let's see how deep we got with this saw session here. Wow, so we have bone officially, but we have to actually sever it off. So let's see if I can actually cut it off. So the bone is going to be a pretty difficult part of this. And remember, this mirrors a human hand. So as hard or easy it is to cut through this,
اینم نه اینا شکنجه خوبی نیست مثلا
so the bone is going to end up being the issue. I think I need one big chop.
این خفنی شکوندش.
So the pinky is now completely gone. Here it is right here. And my guy has 4 fingers now. So maybe not worth snitching or stealing because yubitsume, or in some other cultures like Iran's, just the culture of chopping off fingers, is a very pleasant thing. He's waving to you, but he only has 4 fingers. Imagine that. Moving on. But we are still not done with the hand because there's another punishment involving hands, this time actually very recently, and it has to do with the ruler. So corporal punishment in certain schools, namely Catholic schools in different places, would to discipline you just give you a nice little smack on the hand. And while this doesn't really hurt, as you get harder and harder, the punishment can start to feel like you're slapping the bosom with a wooden spoon. I don't know how severe you can get. I've seen nothing try myself, but I do have this handy dandy hand right here, so I'll be ripping this until I see if it gets red, because it also has some sort of like nerves in it, so we could see if ultimately this punishment is worth it.
خواهی دستو که حس نداره.
Catholic school, but I never actually got this done to me.
سموچه فریکیه.
Come on, baby. Do you feel that? Probably not, because you don't have a central nervous system.
نیمه چرا اقا ایسان
Slapping a chicken. Do you know you could apparently slap a chicken and cook it? Why is this more tiring for me than it looks like his hand?
اینم شکنجه خوینی ولی واسه BDSM چیز باحالیه.
Not gonna lie, I'm starting to feel bad for this hand. I don't know if it's just my empathy kicking in because I notice the shape of a human hand and I sort of like feel with it. We have like pheromones exchanging. But I'm not gonna hit it with this anymore. I'm actually gonna spare you. Your job is done. You did a great job. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy that you could hear the clap with it. Looks like his thumb from the initial thumb screw is also now fallen off completely. So goodbye, hand. Thank you for your service. So this next punishment we're doing to ourselves is from the 1500s in Japan and continues to live on to this day and is actually a pleasurable sort of thing if done correctly, and that is tickling. Yes, that's right.
همه اینا واسه BDSM کار میکنه فکر کنم. یکی مرد اسم BDSM میگم میکنم هیچ کارش نمیدونم. فکر نکنید من توی چیز فریکی هستم. یه چی فتیشه در دسته یه چی فتیشه ما. معلومه نگاه پا کنین حتما هر کسی اسم فوت فتیش داره.
If you've ever had a pedicure, then you know sometimes how sensitive the soles of your feet can be. So we're going to turn this up a notch and test this out. We're going to see if it can get any information out of me. So first things first, let me get the dogs out. All right, there's one and there's two.
Yeah,
okay, so feet, I'm just going to place my feet on here, and then ultimately, I guess if I laugh, then it means that I'm happy, but if I start crying, then you know the torture is working. Here we go.
Yonsa.
Ow, this actually hurts. What the heck is going through my body?
این الکتریسیته اصلا اسم قلقلکی نیست. این 100% داره بهش چرا که الکتریکی میده. بهتون گفتم یه وسیله BDSMه.
Okay, I'm on mode 6 right now.
بیا مود داره. ریموت هم داره. ایه من با خدا حاضرم من اینو میرم سرچ میکنم آخر ویدیو ببینم مال BDSM هست یا نه ولی من مطمئنم این دستگاه مال BDSM.
I'm being electrocuted.
Okay.
I'm gonna go as high as it can go.
No.
This actually hurts. I'm not playing around. I don't know what this thing is, but this actually is hurting me. All right, here we go. I don't think I can go higher. Oh, okay. I will for science. I can't. I'm done. I'm tapping out.
Yeah.
I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out. The tingles that my foot just felt are so unbelievably strong. It actually felt like I was getting electrocuted. I wish you understood how much pain this just brought me. This was not a technique. Can somebody tell me what this is? Oh, it's an EMS foot massager and tickle machine. Okay, so it's EMS.
مال BDSM.
It felt like I got shocked. I'm gonna actually tickle myself now though. All right, so here's the dove's feather. This is I just made that up. It's a fake feather, but I'm gonna tickle it. I don't know why I just lied to you. I had no reason to lie to you right there, but let's just go with it. This is a dove's feather. A black dove is the rarest bird out there, and so I'm going to tickle myself with the most sensitive feather on the feet. You could look away if you don't want to see this. Alright, so far so good.
خود نگاه کن خودتون اگه خودتون قلقلک بدین نیش و یکی دیگه انجام بده.
I'm not gonna lie, it feels good. It's not hurting. So tickle torture is a real thing because I definitely felt electrocuted. The tickling itself, I mean, the feather didn't work, but you feel free to tickle yourself. Let's just blame that. You didn't hear me say that. You know, let's keep it. Sorry if you're watching this. Just moving on. The next punishment we're doing isn't actually physical, but rather emotional and psychological, and that is because it is a form of humiliation in the form
psychological damage.
Now, if you don't know what a dunce hat or a dunce cap is, let me just show you how stupid this looks. So here you go. So it was a school punishment sometime in the early 1900s, late 1800s, in the United States actually. So rah, not too far from here. Well, I'm in the United States, so actually in here. And they would punish kids who were doing bad things by having them sit at the front of the class and put on this white hat, which in retrospect is pretty akin to another type of hat, but we'll avoid that. And they write the word dunce on it. I don't even know what dunce means. Okay, so a dunce is a person who is slow at learning, a stupid person. So it's like basically saying like, oh, look at me, I'm stupid. So what I will be doing to punish myself is for the next 10 minutes, I'll be wearing this dunce hat. All right, so let's get this bad boy on. I don't know if this is gonna fit. I kind of look like the Pope. Oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, this is bad. I feel really stupid right now. Do I look as stupid as I feel? I feel like a chef, you know, like a sous chef at a restaurant, like Ratatouille. Okay, well, let's just move on to the next segment because I'm looking at myself right now and I don't really love it, so Don't look. So for this next punishment, this has been going on for thousands of years. It's a very simple, straightforward one, but the biggest punishment that you can do to somebody at the time when you were establishing lands and you were having some sovereignty over things is banishing them or exiling them from said land. So imagine you live somewhere your whole life and all of a sudden you get exiled from it and you can no longer see your friends or family and no familiar faces around you. This was happening during biblical times. It was happening pre-biblical times. This is something that has existed for all of history and actually happens a good amount even in today's world in the form of extradition and other ways. So to punish myself from my mainland, which is this room, I'm going to be self-exiling. It's been real, guys. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Bye bye. پشت لباسی چیه؟ این هم خوبه W punishment ولی قبلی ها همش L به در نمیخوره. چقدر خونه من بزرگه. تو حالش داره فیلم میگیره.
All right, I'm back. The next punishment we're looking at is solitary confinement or sensory deprivation. So you're basically put inside of a place where there's nothing that can stimulate you whatsoever. So there's no colors on the wall, there's no music, there's no sound, there's no visuals. It's just completely nothing. It's kind of like you're in a state of purgatory.
این عالیه. همینه بچه‌ها تو خدا از این شکنجه استفاده کنی. من دیوانه نیستم توش. من اینو میدونم.
Now I don't have the means to do that, nor is this video about entirely doing that process, but I am going to isolate and do something or do nothing for the next 10 minutes wearing this dunce cap, I guess. So I'm going to take you into a very dark room and I bet you won't be able to see a thing because that's how isolated this is going to be. And I'll let you know afterwards how I feel because right now I want a little like meditative yoga break anyways. Okay, I doubt you guys can hear me, but I'm currently isolating. I'm in a room that's completely pitch black and there's no sound at all. It's just me and my phone. Okay, which I guess defeats the purpose, but that's not why I'm here. All right, so I just finished that up. I will be heading back to my desk area now. For 10 minutes, it's not really a punishment. It's kind of nice to just like not have anything to do. It's like when you're flying and then your phone's on airplane mode, or like if you're just in another country and you don't have data. It felt like that, which is honestly a good feeling sometimes. So I was doing nothing. Honestly, I yawned a bit and I think I took a quick power nap. So now I'm energized for the rest of this video. And goodbye to my dunce cap. So in Vietnam, there's actually a torture method in which subjects kneel on uncooked rice. Yes, you heard that right. So I bought mahala, which claims to be America's favorite rice. I've never heard of it, so I don't know if I can like corroborate that. And so all we're doing is literally kneeling on this bag until it hurts. Most of the time, this is also done with a weight on your back.
الان یه دونه الگو رو میبینی با گذشته دارن شکنجه داره بدتر میشه. من حاضرم 10 ساعت توی اتاق تنها باشم تا که پامو بزنم رو برنج. البته چقدر اگه مثلا کم باشه شاید پامو بزنم رو برنج. آخه من خیلی وقتم واسه مهمه. ترجیح میدم زود پامو بزنم رو برنج تموم بشه تا که 10 ساعت وقتم داخل اتاق خدر بدم.
So I'll be getting a weighted backpack or just a backpack to put on too.
آخه کار یه تایر لیست میذارین از شکنجه ها. حتی نمیخواد. همین الان من میدم کنشه. مسخره. ای که بد نی برنجا بیرز رو زمین بعد پات بلد نیستی خودت شکنجه دی برو به در نمیخوای تو. ای بد نی.
I just realized this rice is good until January 2027. It's starting to hurt a little bit. It's like it's creating indents, I think, in my knees.
باید برنجا بیرز رو زمین
Maybe a little bit, nothing crazy. I mean, I'm not actually trying to hurt, but I could see that doing a little bit of damage if you let it. I also put a little hole in this. I just think my kneecap just is kind of strong. But yeah, very interesting torture / punishment method. And apparently kids have to do it as well if they get punished by certain parents in some countries. The next punishment we'll be doing to ourselves comes out of France in the 1700s. And no, I'm not talking about the guillotine. Instead, I'm talking about the straitjacket, or in this case, they call it the humane jacket. And now a straitjacket isn't actually a form of punishment, but rather it's a form of restraint on mentally ill patients. So this thing is controversial on whether or not it should be used as punishment. Sometimes in solitary confinement, they would put people in straitjackets, but that's just considered to be human abuse at that point. But I will be looking to try this on nonetheless to see whether it's as restrictive as it claims. I should probably have somebody on standby in case I can't get out of this. So let me actually ensure I have somebody in the house. All right, we're busting this guy open. Never sounds good. On this pamphlet, I just want to note, it says, caution, federal law restricts this device to sale by or on the order of a physician, which means that this isn't a proper remedy for a mentally ill patient if they come in and they want to treat whatever it is that's going on in their head. Okay, first impression, very heavy, like extremely heavy. Whoa, look at that. This is very hard to get my hands on. I don't know how I ultimately got it, but it was also pretty expensive. So this is it. So what I'm supposed to do is put it on my foot like so, and then I'll
فردا یه دونه دیدی پارتی یه دونه BDSM پارتی میتونی بسازه که نگو پارس گذشته.
This is where it becomes difficult to move because you'll see there's no opening on the sides of the arm. So I don't know how I'm supposed to get out of this. So I think the buckles are supposed to go in the back. So then the front looks like this. And then I'll put my arms through this sleeve here. And you'll notice there's not an end. So my hands won't be able to go out. And that is where the issue lies. And then ultimately I will tape the hands together. I mean, here, I'll put it on right now. All right, so I had some help putting it on. This is what it looks like. I'm in there. I am cozy. I actually can't move. I know it's like literally a straight jacket and I feel straight right now. I feel like restraint. There's not really much to do. I actually don't know how Houdini and stuff gets out of this. If I were to attempt, like, what is even the angle to get out of this? I don't even know. What are you supposed to do? Maybe can I move my arms up? How are you supposed to? I actually have no idea how you're supposed to get out of this. Because my back isn't accessible. My arms clearly aren't accessible. I have my legs and then I could like move my shoulders. Oh, what about this?
یه جایی تو میشکنیم به نظرم بهتره آرامش بگیری.
Okay, what if I could snake my arm?
نه نمیتونی امتحان نکن لطفا.
If I was more flexible, I could get this arm around my neck.
پس این شکلی فرار میکنن.
Let's try this one.
نه یکی که نمیشه آخه یکی دستت هست.
Out of all the punishments so far, this one is the most annoying because there's nothing I can do. I've never felt so defeated in my life. I'm just straight up stuck. I'm stuck. There's nothing I can do. It kind of looks good though, right? It's pretty fashionable.
هیچی.
Alright, I'm getting out of this. Alright, well that was crazy. I don't think I will ever be doing that again in my life, and I don't recommend anybody doing that. Not try this at home. I'm a trained professional in absolutely nothing, but still don't do it. So moving on.
You're probably wondering why I'm showing you me walking on a treadmill. Well, because in the 1800s, treadmills were literally invented in the Americas as punishment devices. I mean, it makes sense to me. Like when I see a treadmill, I don't see like a luxurious working out device. Instead, I see like this rat wheel in which you constantly have to go in perpetual motion. That's what it was for. Six guys in 6-hour shifts just walk straight on a Stairmaster or a treadmill, something equivalent to that. I get bored / out of breath after about an hour, so I'm obviously not going to attempt this for 5-6 hours. Not even an hour. I already know my limits on a treadmill. I don't have to test that. I'm already out of breath, so let's move on. Bye.
The next punishment is called the hands up punishment.
قبلیه W خسته میشه یکی hands up 1960 خیلی عقبیم.
Quite literally just do this for 10 to 15 minutes. So it's used as a school punishment in places like India, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Pakistan. And students who are disobedient basically for 10 to 15 minutes have to stand in the corner and just do this. I kid you not. Apparently it starts hurting soon, which honestly I've been doing this for 30 seconds and I'm starting to feel it just because like a lot of stress on the shoulders. So I'll do it for as long as I can. So we'll time lapse this and then I'll put my hands down once I ultimately can no longer do it. So here we go.
چقدر؟ یه عدد واقعی؟
I wouldn't last a single second in an Indian school. Good thing I'm not Indian. Moving on. This next punishment dates back 600 years to Bologna, Italy, so it's not actually Chinese like the name suggests, and that is Chinese water torture. Now, Chinese water torture is known to be one of the most mentally excruciating torture methods you can do to somebody. It's done on prisoners of wars, terrorists, anybody detained by any military, and they want to get information out of them. And so how it basically works is you have somebody lay down, and then you put a faucet or just some drippage of water above them, and then every second or 5 seconds or so, a water drop will just drip on their forehead, and that's it. And apparently it's so difficult to withstand, people give in immediately. So I'm literally going to test that out right now, so let's go to the bathroom. I feel like I could word things better, but let's go. All right, so you see the drippage that's happening there? So I'm going to put my head right underneath, and I'm going to have this drippage happening.
It's too
much already. I don't like this. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to do it. I don't care how much you drop on me. I'll see how long I can do this.
خیلی بد جا نشستی.
Okay, I'm done. That's very uncomfortable.
I don't think I'm going to do that again. I don't know if you could tell, there's a little bit of like a red spot there. I think like direct water penetration on a single spot on your head will do that to you. That was pretty uncomfortable. I could see like doing that for hours, how you would just spill all the information you have. I didn't love that one. That one was definitely one of the worst ones yet, even though it was so simple. So, hey, I get it. If I was torturing somebody, I'd do the same thing. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun going through these different punishments over the last thousands of years. Some good, some bad, some hurt, some didn't hurt, some were interesting, some weren't. I appreciate you guys coming. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I will see you next time.
یکی بچه اگه میشه تو خودت تو کامنت ها برام بگین به نظرتون شکنجه امسال چیه؟ وایسی من یه شکنجه خوب بسازم. من به نظر یه شکنجه خوب اینه که یه بنده خدایی پوستشو با سوزنه یه سوزن بکنید داخل سس تند مثل تفنگ خالکوبی ولی به جای هر سس تند باشه بعد بریزید داخل تفنگ خالکوبی سس تند بریزی و بعد یه خالکوبی با سس تند بزنی. به نظر من این خیلی بده، ولی در حد آب برنجو نیست. آره این خیلی بده. این خیلی بده. آره خب همین دیگه. امیدوارم لذت باشی. اگه دوست داشتی کامنت بذارید، اگه من خیلی بیشتر دوست داشتین لایک بذارین، اگه خیلی دوست داشتین ساب کنین، اگه خیلی دوست داشتین میتونین کارهای خوب بکنین. اصلا چی بود کار خوب؟ اگه من خیلی دوست داشتین میتونین یه دونه چیز بذارین. اصلا چیه؟ دونیت. اگه دونیت کنین من خیلی خوشحال میشم. بوستتون میکنم. بای خداحافظ.